Hello, this is Dr. Stephen Cangiano. I am the president and co-founder of RDT.Media and Events with its online companions, relationship-development.com, and its newest, humanity-upgrade.com. Today, it is my pleasure to welcome Treva Brandon Scharf. She is a dating and relationship expert, but it goes way beyond that, which we're going to hear about here in a second. I've had a chance to meet her and also read her material. It is fun if you're in the dating scene, no matter what age, but also maybe people who are maybe getting married at an older age. This is a phenomenal interview. Let me read this. Treva Brandon Scharf is a Los Angeles-based writer, dating coach, fitness professional, radio host, and first-time bride at 50. With over 35 years in the fitness industry and many more in the dating world, Treva knows firsthand how to achieve peak performance in both life and love. Treva writes about surviving singledom and finding love later in life at her blog, The Late Blooming Bride. She's also a contributor at Huffington Post, Hollywood Progressive, Midlife Boulevard, Curves Connect, and Better After 50. Treva is a fitness columnist at the LA Progressive, where she dispenses advice to fitness nuts and political junkies alike. Interesting. Treva currently hosts the internet radio show Done Being Signal with her husband, Robbie, on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. When she's not imparting dating wisdom or tough love advice, you want to hear about tough love, Treva is a Special Olympics coach and a fulfillment fund mentor. She is passionate about politics, policy, and people of all ages and abilities. Treva, thanks for being here. Did I miss anything with that?
No, that's a lot.
That is a lot. Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get started right into the dating scene. How did you survive being single for all those years?
A few things. I'm an only child, so I was sort of perfect for the job, and because I'm so used to being on my own and being alone, so it was kind of, it was in keeping with what I already knew. I developed those survival skills at a very young age. So my issue was I probably became too independent and too self-reliant, if there's such a thing, in that I didn't need anybody. So I was totally secure and comfortable with myself. I didn't need a man. I had a very full social life. As you can hear from the resume, I do a lot of things. I'm very active, and that helps take the edge off of not having love or not having a relationship. There was so much else going on in my life that it just, it wasn't, finding a guy was not the main focus of my life, nor should it be for anybody. And that's what helped me get through. Great friends, family, stuff to do, keeping yourself occupied. And when you're, and we will get to this because I truly believe it's during those years of finding myself, working on myself, that I sort of came to a place where I was ready to meet someone.
So let me hear this correctly. So you were happy and fulfilled without a relationship, and was it just not a priority, or what was it for you? I'm curious.
It was not a priority through my 20s and 30s. It became a priority in my early to mid 40s. That's when my clock went off.
Huh.
That's when all hell broke loose. Really
interesting. So tell us about, if you don't mind, tell us about all hell breaking loose.
Oh, I just suddenly realized, can I curse?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot to get married. I forgot to have a baby. I am 41, 3 years old, and my midlife crisis, most people buy fancy fast cars, or midlife crisis, they date people half their age. I celebrated my midlife crisis by trying to get pregnant. So I at the time I realized, oh my God, I'm not married. I don't have time to get married. I got to get pregnant before it's too late. So that took up a few years of a chunk of my mid 40s. And it didn't work, unfortunately, or I don't know, maybe fortunately. But it was hellish. It was a bad time. I felt like I missed the boat. I was too late. No one would want me. I was too old. Guys were either in my dating pool were either still married or just getting out of marriages and didn't want to get back into a marriage. It was just like hit and miss. I couldn't get traction. And
Right.
it was a really hard and dark time.
Yeah. So I really appreciate your sharing, because I think a lot of people have gone or are going through this, and they would need some guidance who really came out the other end like you did, very happy. So it sounds like there was a lot of conflict in this whole process. And all right, so as you move through this conflict, how did you get through it? What are some of the insights that you can share with us on how you got through it in such a healthy way?
I was open to, first of all, I'm an advocate for self-improvement already by virtue of what I do and my background as an athlete and in the fitness business. So it's already something that I'm already practicing, self-improvement, self-help. So I'm open to anything, and I would urge anybody else who feels unhappy or unsatisfied or just not content with their lives to go inside. And even if they feel even more than that, they feel like I'm making bad choices, or I'm just chronically unhappy all the time, to go in and look at that. Ask yourself, find out, do a little digging. Is there something that could be fixed? And if there is, everybody can be a little better. Like I said,
Sure.
I'm all for self-improvement. No one's perfect, so why not keep trying? So yeah, I did everything. I would try anything. If someone said to me, "You got to read this book," I read it. See this movie, I'd go. Check out this hypnotherapist. I don't know, light a candle, chant Sanskrit, fill your bathtub with rose petals and light a white candle. I did that. I did everything from the sublime to the ridiculous.
You went to the mountaintop, didn't you? So, all right, excellent. And that's what you and I are about. We're here to help people. We really want to hopefully give them some insights. What are the resources? What are the insights that it sounded like what you were saying, some things worked, some things didn't, some things were helpful. What are the resources? What were the insights that really helped you make that big jump forward? Was there one thing? Were there a few things?
I would say it's a combination of some good therapy, and like I said, any little thing. It's meditation, journaling, therapy, hypnotherapy, yoga, whatever you find that you like, that resonates with you, do it and try everything. Just try it. There's nothing, what's the harm in trying something and anything? And all of that put together plus time equals enlightenment, I think.
Very good. Very good. And so now take us to the next step. So you had this struggle, you had this, what, as you referred to as a midlife crisis, different than most people. How were you able to end the conflict and move forward? What did you do?
So after a lot of hard work and effort, which again, I'm all for, because that's what I do for a living. I make people work. I crack the whip. I crack the whip on myself. There came a point when I was 49. I had just broken up with my 2000th boyfriend. And this was a few months before my 50th birthday. And there was something about that breakup, because when you're about to turn 50, it's a milestone. It's a moment of self-reflection where you look at yourself and you go, who am I? What have I done? What have I achieved? And I felt like, I was a little bit of like a loser. I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. I didn't have any prospects. I had a nice, my career felt sort of like, I'm in the fitness world. Where's it going? It was, like I was saying about the 40s,
Right.
that bad time extended to about 49. So it sort of
Gotcha.
started, I'm going to say about 43 to about 49 were 6 of probably the worst years of my life. But by 49, end of that year, I just said, fuck it. I had broken up with a guy. And at the same time I broke up with him, I sort of half threw in the towel and I half declared my independence in a way from pain and suffering. I said, I am apparently not going to get married. So that's off the table. And
Gotcha.
that really freed me up. That made me feel like, whew, I don't have to work so hard anymore. I don't have to be on anymore. I'll be single and I'll be fine. And
Gotcha.
that's a huge moment that you get to, if you can, which was sort of against everything I know as a trainer and a fitness person, because I sort of quit. And I'm not a quitter, but there are times in life it's where you got to go, I'm putting way too much time and energy into this with very little return on investment,
Yeah.
And so I just said, all right, I'm done. And then when I let go, that's when I met my husband.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. So there's a lot of people out there who might have a little difficulty relating, because here you are, very attractive in the fitness industry, very well spoken, very intelligent, met a lot of people, and yet you still struggled with this whole relationship. And this is called relationship, RD&T, relationship development and transformation, not by accident, because the greatest joy and juice in life, the greatest leverage in life is relationships. So yeah. So what do you say to all the other people that are out there struggling, who don't want to quit, who are going through the same thing you do? And then I want to get into how you made the transition.
I would give the same look. Everybody wants love. I don't care what you look like. I mean, and everybody fails at love, regardless of what they look like. Some people we know, big celebrities, gorgeous, celebrities who've been cheated on, and so it's tough for everybody. Love isn't, just because you're attractive or you're in shape, it doesn't mean it's any easier. I mean, maybe it was easier a little bit for me, but you know what? On the inside, I'm just as fucked up as anybody else. So at times I was my own worst enemy. At times I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what I wanted. And yeah, it's hard to tell people don't want what you want. It's that the concept of detaching from the Buddhist, thing, detach from the outcome. It's really hard to tell people, no, don't want to get married. You shouldn't, or have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because everybody, the pursuit of love is critical. We're wired to want love and be loved. But there's a point of diminishing returns. I find that if you work too hard, you run the risk of over efforting and overthinking things, and then it's like you just defeat the whole purpose. So I tell people, there's no magic bullet. There are a ton of dating coaches and websites and programs and webinars and you know, there people are out there giving advice. There's no magic bullet. There's no secret sauce, or there is a secret sauce actually, and that is to, as I said, work on yourself, fix what's broken, if there is, or not broken, maybe not fix what's broken, but keep working on yourself, keep enriching yourself. You're not going to miss anything. You're not missing any time, you know, because you're becoming a better person. You're becoming smarter. You're becoming more engaged. All of the things that when you do what you do to make yourself better, you are making yourself more attractive. So, and it's really important to be a happy single person.
Yeah.
I hope this is a long-winded answer.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Ultimately, the ultimate, you know, powerful thing you can do to have love, find love, and meet the love of your life is to probably give up on it in a way. Just say, okay, it's going to happen. I have faith. And if it doesn't happen, that's okay too.
Right. You know, you touched on something that I find very compelling is you say you can't have what you want emotionally speaking. You can, if you want a milkshake, you can go get a milkshake. I'm not talking about that, but you can't want to be happy. Either you're happy or you're not happy. And I love when you talked about how you're a trainer, you train people. It's about being tough and not giving up. And then would you consider it maybe not so much giving up as letting go? Is that an important distinction for you? And if so, how did you let go? What did you do?
Okay, so that breakup I was referring to, right, and when I was 49, we were 6 months into what I thought was a very nice relationship, and I was really crazy about this guy, and I thought, this one is going all the way. This is it. I feel it. I know it. It's just, I could, you know, and my friends, I have a couple good friends who said to me, so have you said, I love you to each other at the 6 month point? And I said, no, we haven't. And they said, nah, there's something up. You should ask him about that. And I thought, I can't do that because, oh my God, that's just because at 6 months, that was like my cutoff date. Every relationship kind of ended at 6 months. When you get to that, like, where are we going? What are we doing? What do you want? So I was really reticent to have that conversation, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to have it because I don't want to fuck around anymore. I don't want to waste my time. I'm almost 50. I don't know. I don't know if this guy loves me or not. So right over my shoulder, he came over into my living room. We sat down and I said, so, you know, we haven't said I love you to each other. It's been 6 months and I'm really enjoying this and I really enjoy you, but can you give me some feedback here? Not because I was insecure, not because at that point I was pretty secure with myself, and I guess more so than I thought. So I took a deep breath and I just laid it out. I said, what's up? And he said, well, I love you, but really I mean, I don't know if he said that, but he did say love's not a priority for me right now.
Yikes.
He said, it's just, you know, I've just got so much going on with work and kids and okay. And so he said, but, you know, let's keep dating. Let's keep going because, you know, it might happen. And so I had a moment there where I thought, what do I do? You know, do I hang in? Or, you know, will he love me one day? Will this become something one day? And then something bigger and more like self-loving took over. And I said to him, I have news for you. This is as wonderful. I'm as wonderful as I'm ever going to be. This is as good as it gets. And if you don't love me now, you're never going to love me. So I'm out. And that was it. And I broke
Wow.
up.
So
And
that was an important, so you knew who you were and what you wanted. And, that's really important for people. She said, you knew that, hey, 6 months, if he doesn't, he knows me. He's got all the information he needs to make this decision. I've given it to him. I've been open and honest with him. You know what? You know, what I hope for you is somebody that it's just an easy decision for you. It's not a let's wait and see decision. I'm sure that's kind of what went through your brain.
no, I'm about to turn 50. I'm going to go wait some more months for this guy to figure out. No, it's, sorry. I was a damn good girlfriend. And I'm a good person and a lot of fun, and I gave him tons of room, and I thought, you have nothing to complain about, dude. I mean, I have been exemplary. What more could you ask for?
Right.
And then I thought, no, no, I'm not hanging in there with you. I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. So that sort of, I went into a post-breakup depression is what, I usually do, but I always come out of it. So, that's to be expected. And then that was November, December, when I was still depressed. January, because my birthday's in February, I was turning 50. And by January, I'd sort of turned a corner. And I thought, okay, that's when I gave up on marriage. And I thought, I'm going to be single and I'm going to have a big party. So I threw myself a party. And I invited a ton of people. One of those people, I invited half of Facebook. And one of the guys I invited from Facebook came. I'd never met him. And we went on a date, and 6 months later we got engaged.
Oh, beautiful. So how did you make the switch? Tell us that story. Then I want to ask you some of these other questions I have for you.
The switch to married life?
So obviously there was a change in mindset, and as soon as you change the mindset, things happened for you. What was it, and how did it happen?
Because I stopped wanting it so much. I'm telling you, it was like a total paradigm shift. When you take the focus, when you stop hyper-focusing and over-efforting, magic happens.
Beautiful.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're focused on a job or a project or a person. It doesn't matter. You have to have balance. You have to, or else you run the risk of pushing it away or completely defeating the whole purpose. It's so I just let go, and I got comfortable with being single. I just made peace with it. It's not what I wanted to do, but you know what? I had no choice. It was either that or just be miserable.
Right. So the minute you made that decision, it showed up immediately, which is great. And now tell us, so now what you've done is you've actually, I want to get the name correct. It's called the Late Blooming Bride. Tell us a little bit about what you do for people with that.
Well, it started off, as I said, like documenting this crazy journey as a 50-year-old first-time bride and all of the hilarity that comes with that. And there is, because people don't get married at this age. It's just, you're in the dressing room with women half your age. And it's just every little thing about it's nutty. And then it went, so then, I got married, and then it turned into something bigger. And I thought, well, how you saw how I made it to the altar. Now let me tell you how you can. So let me share with you, what my knowledge and wisdom, so I can help you find love later in life. So that's the blog. Has just sort of become a little bit more of an advice thing. And then I started writing for other people and publications, and now I'm building a business as a dating coach. For private consultations and speaking engagements and all that. So I'm kind of building my business as we speak. And then I have the radio show with my husband. The radio show came out of the blog.
Yeah, and I highly recommend. I've read a lot of your content, and we have some of our website. I love your writing style, and it really gets to a lot of salient points of what people can and should do, mindset. And really it's all, most of it's mindset. So talking about mindset, what do you talk about tough love. What is tough love and when is it necessary?
First, okay. I'm a big fan of tough love. It's not for everybody, but you got to know your people, and you got to know your audience, and you got to know yourself. I don't hold back, as you can hear. I do not sugarcoat. I cannot be bothered, beating around the bush. I want to know. I want the honest truth. I want it hard, and I want it, if it's brutal, I don't care. Just give it to me. And I'm one of those people that responds well to it. Not everybody does, but I try. And I think that people, the older they get, tough love is important, because you're so brittle. My older training clients, my older dating coaching clients are so set in their ways. They're so hardened, and it takes a chisel, and it takes somebody with some muscle to say, stop it, stop, hear yourself, stop complaining, have some gratitude, look at your life, stop being a victim. I can't stand that. Everybody has their shit. Shut up and get over yourself. And if you can't get over yourself, get help to get over yourself. Like, there's just no excuses. There's just none. I don't do it in the gym, and I don't do it out in the dating world when I'm helping people. I think, again, it's not for everybody, but that's what you're going to get when you consult with me, when you hire me, when you read my stuff or you listen to our podcasts. I'm, as you can hear, I'm a straight shooter.
I totally agree. One of the things I love most about my wife is that she just tells it like it is, whether you want to hear it or not, whether you like it or not. But when she gives you a compliment, it's real. And when she gives you some feedback, it's real. And at our age, I'm 60 and you're obviously young. You want the truth. You don't want to waste time. You need somebody who can give you honest feedback. And if you're not ready for that feedback, you're not going to move your life forward. Would you agree with that?
Hello. Anything in life that's worth having, it takes work, and you got to do the work. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's losing weight or getting in shape or finding love. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people would just say, you're fine the way you are, and there's nothing wrong with you. And yes, there is that. And at some point you have to embrace yourself. If okay, so you're a few pounds overweight, or you don't have, huge biceps like you did, or you're still single. There's a moment of acceptance that's really powerful, where you say, this is as good as it's going to get, maybe. Okay. But you don't give up, and you keep working on you. This is where the tough love comes in. And I would say to younger people watching this, I wish I had someone at that age talking to me like I am, because
Absolutely.
I could have gotten my shit together so long ago. I didn't have any mentors. I'm a latchkey child, a product of divorce. My parents were out working. I had to figure my shit out alone for the most part. So this is good stuff for young people just starting out. It's good for older people trying to figure it out. And it's never too late. That's the good news.
Yeah, that is good news. And you're living proof that it is never too late. And you can always improve yourself. And here's another piece, every aspect of life has a season. Every season of life is different, with different challenges, different opportunities. And someone like you can really help through those different seasons of life. All right, let's I want to get this last question in. What is the most surprising, unusual training technique or advice that you give?
The most unusual piece of training advice. Face your fears. Do it. Try it. People don't like what they don't know how to do. I've learned that. They will avoid it like you don't even know. If it is going to make them feel unsafe or foolish, they won't try it. They won't do it. And I am like, push, go, push, face your fear. Face your fear. Push through your fear. Who knows? Okay, so you may fall over, you may, whatever. Just do it. That's probably what I force people to do. I do a lot of dynamic balance work with my clients, meaning I have them on unstable surfaces. So we do everything that you would do normally standing up on a solid surface, but I have them doing it on the Bozu ball or on the big ball or on some kind of core board or some kind of wobbly surface that makes them feel like, oh no, I can't, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to fall. And I make them do it anyway. And I force them to do it. And then they appreciate that I made them do it because then they found something in themselves. So I would say fear. Fear is the worst thing ever. But everything
Right.
you want is on the other side of fear. Just
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like a lot of your no nonsense athletic, physical training stuff has kind of migrated into your dating advice in a helpful way.
Yes. Yes, they go hand in hand. It's why wouldn't they? It's same psychology, same sort of philosophy. You want to become, why do you work out anyway? To look good, to get strong, and you apply that out in your life outside the gym. And there's no difference between who you are. It's just your work in progress. And so when you read, I have just as many years in the fitness business as I do as a single person. I thought that's a business there, when you're able to bring two areas, if you're able to master two areas of your life and then, intersect them in some way, then you have a unique service or a unique perspective. And like I said, there are a ton of dating coaches out there. None are personal trainers, none are fitness professionals, and none have been single as long as I have. Maybe there are. I have not met them. I don't know.
I don't know of any. I really don't. And it's really a beautiful, unique story. All right. So you really have a unique perspective on the dating industry, and you've really been open and honest with us about not only your successes, but also the trials and tribulations you've been through. And I think that really helps people relate to you. I know I relate to you. What is there, before we bring this in for a close, anything else you want to share with people? Anything we maybe missed in this discussion?
I don't know. You asked some very good questions. Really good stuff, practical information. I hope your viewers get something out of this because it's great. No, I think you hit it all.
All right, good.
I don't think you've missed anything.
So we're going to have your contact information on this, and people are going to be able to know how to get in touch with you. Really, I want to thank you for being a part of RD&T, and we really do love having you. Okay, this is Stephen Cangiano, the president and co-founder of RD&T Media and Events. Tremendous resources like Treva are on the site. Please join us and have a great day.
Thank you so much.